et rythme de musique fatorise. Je faisais semblant de ne pas te voir, car c'est le signe de mon amour. La première fois que je t'ai croisé, ton regard m'a fasciné. C'est belle, l'amour n'a pas de classe, l'amour n'a pas de frontières. La Bible nous enseigne là où il y a l'amour, il y a toujours la paix. C'est belle, amoye makeyene. So was ya luale. So was ya luale. Maye baoba. La chaleur de ton corps, c'est l'antibiotique de mon âme. Le palu dans mon corps fut pour ta présence. Comment ne pas te donner l'importance du monde, bébé? La Bible nous décrit l'homme quittera son père, sa mère, s'attachera à sa femme, et les deux formeront une seule chair. La seule chair là c'est toi, bébé. La seule chair là c'est toi. La vraie côte là c'est toi, bébé. La côte là c'est toi. Bon nous sommes on a demandé de que les dimandri à black by ngomla. Mosia de ye de que les dile. Quand on blouson y va me aye. Amoye magayene, amoye magayene, amoye magayene. Oh c'est beau, amoye magayene, amoye magayene. Que ye va se que ano awenge, ano awenge, ano awenge. Que ye wo wo wo, que ye wo, que ye wo, que ye wo. Yeah, que ye wo wo wo, que ye wo, que ye wo, que ye wo. La lune, la lumière au monde, mets-toi ton amour, me donne la force du cœur. Oh toi, baby. Before I don't find you, no, no, baby. Before I don't find you, baby, no, 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 no. Rather now, how to find you, you are my lovey. Before, baby. Voici quelque chose que la médecine ne peut pas nous offrir. Opérer mon cœur et voir le taux d'amour que j'ai pour toi. Le noble production et rythme de musique fatorise. Je faisais semblant de ne pas te voir, car c'est le signe de mon amour. La première s'était croisé, ton regard m'a fasciné. C'est belle, à mon Dieu m'a gagné. L'amour n'a pas de classe, l'amour n'a pas de frontières. La Bible nous enseigne là où il y a l'amour, il y a toujours la paix. C'est belle, à mon Dieu m'a gagné. La chaleur de ton corps, c'est l'antibiotique de mon âme. Le palu dans mon corps fut pour ta présence. Comment ne pas te donner l'importance du monde, bébé? La Bible nous décrit l'homme qui quittera son père, sa mère, s'attachera à sa...
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sound Content Premier Platform exclusive here. We are about to talk about, analyze the speech of Dr. Robtel Pailey's speech. Is the exclusive today on the show with the panelists. We will be here shortly to start the show. Don't go away. Share it with your friends.
Good morning, everyone. My heart is so filled this morning. Thank you so much for the incredibly generous introduction, Princess. Knowing that Princess is going to follow me in leadership makes me feel very, very confident in the future of this country. All protocols observed. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable in thy sight. O Lord, my strength and my redeemer. As someone who loves this country with every fiber of my being, I feel very honored and privileged to address you today. When I think of Liberia's birth as a nation, I often picture fists of all shapes and sizes raised in the air like this. Because our Declaration of Independence on July 26, 1847 was a revolutionary act of defiance. Back then, when blackness was synonymous with bondage, we Liberians dared to be free. Inspired by our Haitian sisters and brothers who had led the first successful slave revolt in history, we dared to reclaim Black personhood. Decades later, when our beloved continent was being carved up in the European scramble for Africa, swallowed whole by colonialism, we dared to be sovereign. In fact, our very existence as Africa's first Black republic inspired a race benighted. Lest we forget, our Declaration of Defiance happened nearly a century before independence movements began in earnest across this very continent. So, Liberia's Independence Day should be called In Defiance Day. Because since you like that, I'm going to repeat it. Liberia's Independence Day should be called In Defiance Day. Because 177 years ago, our foremothers and fathers defied the odds. They attempted to prove that Black self-rule was not only possible, but also undeniable. They embraced Black internationalism long before this form of solidarity became an act of resistance. Our amalgam of different identities and cultures. West African, West Indian, Caribbean, Central African, and North American was a radical affirmation of Africa meeting its diasporas. This exceptional legacy is our destiny. Yet, when we talk about ourselves today, and the narratives that we pass down from one generation to another, we tend to forget the magnitude of 1847. We forget that this glorious land of liberty was founded on abolitionist principles. We forget that dignity once defined us. Somehow, somewhere, some way, we lost touch with our common humanity. We created citizenship tiers based on ethnicity, class, gender, religion, and race. We mortgaged our resources to the highest bidder. We placed profits before people and planet. We silenced and suppressed dissent. We mistook autocracy for democracy. We failed to preserve and protect the cultural, artistic, and scholarly traditions that fill our hearts, enliven our souls, and sharpen our minds. And in the aftermath, we fought a brutal, protracted war that left death and destruction in their wake. And in the aftermath of such carnage, we achieved negative peace. The absence of direct physical violence, when we should have been pursuing positive peace. The absence of structural violence. Now, understandably, for me.
Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Voices SINOE here in the diaspora with ESOTERIC. We are coming to you live from the United States of America. This afternoon on the show exclusive, we will be analyzing line by line on the speech of Dr. Robtel Pailey, and that's what we will be doing exclusively on the show today with the panelists. So as you join us, please share the show for us.
Maybe July 26th symbolizes not defiance, but defeat. Not rupture and regeneration, but regression and retreat. Not inclusion, but exclusion. Not cooperation, but contestation. From 1847 onwards, our negotiations over land ownership, political participation, identity, and belonging yielded both productive and destructive outcomes. Our nearly 200-year history as a nation exposed both collaborative and combative elements of who we are. Despite adopting a unification and integration policy 1 century after independence, we never actually united against a common existential threat until the Ebola outbreak of 2014 to 2016. For the first time in that moment, instead of attacking each other, we stepped into our collective purpose and showed that in union strong, success is sure. We cannot fail. We proved that what started out as a 19th century experiment in Black self-determination had grown into something larger than we could ever have imagined. In this, our 177th year, I urge us to reimagine what it means to be one nation, indivisible. Oh, how sweet this country could be if we only rebuilt it for all of us to enjoy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another brand new edition of the show, Voices SINOE. Let me test my sound. Voice of SINOE in the diaspora with Esoteric and Sagacious Sarah, and our co-panelists will be here shortly. But right now, Sagacious backstage. We're going to start the show shortly, but I just want to advertise something quickly here before we get the ball rolling. Let's put it this way. And tomorrow will be the CEO's wedding anniversary. So we just wanted to, showcase some images here. We want to say all credit to our hardworking co-host Sagacious for the beautiful, beautiful flyers. We want to say thank you so much, Sagacious. So, guys, tomorrow will be our wedding anniversary, Mr. and Mrs. Freeman wedding anniversary tomorrow. And we just thought to at least showcase a little bit. When the guys come on, we're going to go more a little bit into it. Let me just bring my co-host on here, bring that screen down. And without further ado, I'd like to bring my co-host, Sagacious. Hey, Sagacious.
Let me say good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on your location, to our many viewers who have made it their duty to religiously follow the Voice of Sun and Diaspora, sign a premium TV platform. We are here every Thursday, but because of the importance of our certain occasion, we thought to bring the show to you. I mean, today is Wednesday. This is not in Voice of Sun in the Diaspora. I would like to say good evening, good afternoon, good morning to all of you. Like I normally say, this is equal to national duty. But this we say we will do with high level of objectivity, sincerity, and dedication. I'm ecstatic. To join the conversation from a Liberia resident.
Hello, Sagacious. Welcome aboard. By the way, how's the city? How's the city? What's going on?
Well, of course, the city is rescuing those who needs to be rescued. In fact, this is the path that our country have traded on for a very long period of time. I mean, when politicians want to get in power, say, hey, Sayapura is not doing the right thing, but we can deliver you. When they come to power, they become worse. I can say the thing that the war will deteriorate. I don't think we'll have an improvement, especially for Liberia. We'll continue to deteriorate. The Senate now is unbearable. Very much unbearable, especially for all the country boys. Very unbearable. We think we can go back.
Let bring Patrick on here. Patrick is backstage. Let bring Patrick, the veteran journalist from Sano County. The only man from Sano County who sat with Joy. We are one-on-one in the studio. Yeah, Patrick. The great man. Hey, Patrick.
Hey, Esoteric, what's up? How you doing?
Welcome aboard.
Thank you. Sagacious, how you doing? Let me see. Let me brighten my camera a bit and see.
But you look great. You look great.
Okay.
Yeah, your video is fine.
Good. Thank you. Yeah, and not only just we are one-on-one, but former President Ellen Johnson said he one-on-one as well.
Oh, you had a one-on-one with Ellen. Okay. So you're a big boy, man. You start with the big people. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, my man. I'm happy. I'm sorry for being late. At least a few minutes. Trying to get myself, adjusted well. So it's okay now. And thanks for having me on the show today again.
No problem. Welcome aboard. Before I came on, the opposition leader, Josh, we have spoke today. What do you guys make of the speech?
Well, for me, the speech is not unusual of African politics. We have the same thing happening, for example, in Kenya. All right. you theater is cry filed in the name of William Ruto, his immediate vice president who succeeded him. All right, accusing him of witch hunt, and targeting in Liberia as well. President Weah issued a statement today, a press statement today, in which he accusing the government of witch hunt and targeting of members of its officials. But it's unusual. It's not unusual of politics. It's not unusual of African understanding of governance. I think President Weah, as he emphasized in his inaugural address of 2018, January 22nd, reminding public officials who were to be appointed, who were being considered for appointment, warning them, caveat, a clear, unequivocal caveat, of the full weight of the Lord, were they to be involved in any form of, malpractice, corruption, or misappropriation of public resources, or people who have pocketed public resources at their own benefit and at the expense of the people. He warned them, and perhaps they didn't listen. So I think that's what they are facing right now.
So, Geshe, what's your take on President Weah's speech today at press conference?
Well, in my honest opinion, one of the things that I captured from President Weah's press conference today, he warned the government, that is Joseph Boakai-led government, not to have a selective justice. When you say you are targeting corruption, you want to audit corrupt officials, it should be done across. So, for example, we are on the verge of signing the diaspora show, and maybe you want to audit the show. You can say you leaving package out, and you audit the only sagacious. One of the things I captured from his speech today, he also spoke of the peace, but again, he was a little bit, he put on his main target. Instead, they will come after the Unity Party government if they continue to target officials of his government.
Yeah, I follow the press conference as well, and I thought George Weah had a golden opportunity, right, to have done what Joseph Boakai is doing right now. He was the incumbent before George Weah came to power. Okay, let me bring Christian on here. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to bring our panelist contributor as well from Liberia, Christian Tababo, former Labor Commissioner of SINOE County. Hey, Christian.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Welcome aboard.
Thank you, thank you.
How are you in the city or are you in SINOE County?
Is my background audio okay?
Yeah, you're fine, at least from my side.
Good.
How is SINOE? How is Liberia? Are you in SINOE or Monrovia?
I'm in SINOE. I'm in Greenville.
Oh, nice. How is SINOE, man? How's Greenville going?
SINOE is fantastic, man. SINOE is cool. It's okay.
But you recently had something that looks like a tour. What was it for? In SINOE.
Thank you. I am a leader. I'm a politician. I'm a son of the soil, and quite a while I haven't been home with my people, and so I thought it was the festive period with my people, particularly in Vubadi. It was very, very fantabulous. And the people long been waiting to see us. So we are back to Greenville. So a festive time with our people back home. Just about having fun, retrospecting the past, and thinking of the future. It was wonderful, actually.
Okay, all right. We were just talking about the speech of the opposition leader today, Judge Weah, which is your party. What do you make of the speech?
You're breaking in. Come again.
I said, are you hearing me?
I'm hearing you.
Yeah, I said your political leader, Judge Weah, had a press conference today. What do you make of the press conference?
Thank you. I'm in the affirmative of the press conference with few reservations. I'm in the affirmative with the press conference with few reservations. And when I said I'm in the affirmative is that the fact that the president stressed that with the entire speech of the president are key issues that are captured. One has to do with selective justice, and one has to do with targeting former government officials of the city. But generally, I'm one person. If you have been following my personal page on Facebook, yesterday I did a post that we welcome the audit report of the party, welcome the actions of the president, but we only hope that it be holistic. And when we say we hope that it's holistic, we are speaking to the fact that the audit report did not only spell out, did not only target former government officials. There are former government officials of the Unity Party also, and there are current officials of the Unity Party. And so our only hope is that the president, our current president, Joseph Boaka, to do the right thing. If for any reason our country will move forward, we believe that public officials to account for the services around the nation. And to do that, don't want to see citizens or government officials in the past being targeted. Officials of the current government, for any reason, will be booked by the CAC or the AACC, we want Mr. President to take similar action against them. Because for one fact, personally, as Tababu, we did not join any political party to shoot any corrupt agent. So it is an allegation. I want to say alleged. And so if for any reason, any of the former government officials of the CDC, whether citizen or non-citizen, if you are came in the spotlight and you feel that it is an allegation that is of not true, avail yourself, make yourself available to the rule of law, and exonerate yourself. We will not be part of any political settlement or any political syndicate that will aim at shielding former government officials on the basis of the political link either to the CDC or to whatever political party. That's not what we stand for. On the red, Liberians have lived as a country of people living in impunity. And we must put an end to the impunity in the country. If you are a public official, you serve in the interest of the public, and you have to your expense public resources, and you feel that you have diligently and transparently exercise your functions and authority. For any reason, if those transparency institutions call upon your name, we feel that we should be proud enough to avail yourself for questioning and exonerate yourself. For example, Tababu was a public official, Labor Commissioner of SINOE. If for any reason the government feels are doing our service, there were things we did that were wrong. There were things we did according to them that the thing that did not go well with the interests of the Liberian people. When we are called upon, we avail ourselves to clear our name. No one any political sentiment. At the same time, we are asking Mr. President, President Joseph Boaka, to lead the country with diligence and integrity. And we want an impartial investigative process. If you are from the Unity Party, whether of 12 years ago, or the Unity Party of today, and your names are mentioned in the audit of GSC or LSC, Mr. President, you must start acting courage to bring you to the legal spotlight. But if for any reason, that's why in my podcast I was clear that we welcome the position actions of the president, and it should not be politicized until the current government can give a reason to politicize. Why the reason? If John Brown name is on the list and you are working in the current government and the current president decided to shoot you, then that's a reason. If your name is on the list in the party regime, and the current president decided to shoot you, then that's a reason. Those are reasons for us. We think a political reason that political actors to embark on. But if it is just about generality of transparency in the country, then we support that. We support that.
Christian, let me come in though. I understand what you're saying. It has to be, the justice has to be inclusive. I agree with that. But I think you had the opportunity to have brought Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, Joseph Boyka, and those people to justice, but you abused the opportunity.
No,
so now, one second. Let me finish.
I'm coming. I'm not going back to yesterday.
Yeah, I understand that. So, but what the guys are doing,
I'm not going back to the 12 years of the party.
Yeah, Christian, one second. So, what Joseph Boyka is doing is what you fail to do.
That just a minute.
The government had the opportunity
Let's talk one at a time. Please.
I'm a Liberian. I don't have a government. I'm not the president of the country. I've never served in that position. So let me correct you. So I just wait. And let me get at that. That I did not go back to the 12 years of the other report of the Unity Party. I'm saying the Unity Party government are going to take 6 months of its operation. And if for any reason, any government of the Unity Party should be brought to book by the GSC or the ANCC, Mr. President should take similar steps. That's what I said.
Yeah,
right now, the citizen says here, I cannot hold them responsible to not going for the last 12 years. Because we were there, we should have gone for the 12 years. So if they choose also to not go for the 12 years, it's not my issue. They are dealing with the current state, the last 6 years. I'm saying, if for any reason, because the GSC is not limited to investigating the former or the previous 6 years of the CDC. That's not what the GSC was established for. The GSC and the RTC is established as an institution of the Liberian people, of the Liberian government, for yesteryear and for posterity. So let's agree, President, we are the government.
You have a monopoly. You have a monopoly. I think you have sufficient time. Let other people come in too.
So because you are contradicting my sufficient time that I have.
Yeah, we don't have to agree with you. I don't have to agree with you.
That one I'm correcting that my opportunity I have, I was not specific about the 12 years apart. I'm saying the fact that Mr. President decided to investigate the 6 years of the weird government, we welcome the idea and we stand by the law. But if for any reason it should somehow honor the current leadership of President it should also muster the same courage. That's what I said.
Yeah, but you're not going to tell the man what to do. But my thing is, you guys, when you were in power, you parroted, you said a lot that Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and Joseph Boyka administration was corrupt. But you did not muster the courage to bring the people to justice. And the people, the first thing they did, the correct thing they did when they took power was to audit your administration to see whether you did things right. And based on their audit report, they are now coming after you and you are crying, even though you had the opportunity to have audited them. But no, you abused that opportunity. I mean, now you are talking about inclusive justice. Am I for inclusive justice? Yes, I'm for it. But right now, the focus of the administration is the leadership that they took power from. What did you guys do? And it's on that basis that they are going after you. I mean, should I want Joseph Boyka to go beyond that? Yes, I want that. But the immediate people that before me, those are the people they're going after right now. So that crying, I think, is unjustified. Your lamentation is unjustified. Let's get on. Let's get Sigesha. Sigesha, what's your take?
So like I said, the CDC government, I know some of them sitting in the corner there and they are regretting things they should have done. Before coming to power, they said we had corruption in the United Party government. And we were thinking for 12 years. They came to power, they were crashed from Liberians. They were crashed from
There's a lot of feedback from your end. I don't know if it's you or somebody else.
No,
All right, go ahead.
So when they came to power, there were a lot of cries from there were a lot of cries, in fact, from partisans of the CC to have the United Party government audited. But they came to power with sympathy. They came to this country with sympathy, and they failed to audit the United Party-led government. Now the United Party-led government have taken charge of this country and is now auditing the CDC government. So nobody must say they think a witch hunt. Something that you should have done than what they're doing. And you can tell the president now who to audit, what to start audit from, and who to audit. No, you can't tell them who to audit. You should have been the one doing auditing. In fact, the Joseph Boakai government, the government of Joseph Boakai serving for 12 years as vice president. You should be the one doing it. You failed to do it. And you are preaching the gospel. You are preaching the gospel. Now, this United Party again have taken of the country's leadership, and they are auditing you. So forget about this selective justice. I mean, forget about what you call witch hunt, and let those who have been called face the full way of the law. If they are guilty, let them face the full way of the law. If they are not guilty, let them be set free.
You say, okay, Patrick, what's your take? After that, Christian, I'll bring you on, and then we can go to our main subject for today. Patrick, go ahead.
So you know, President Weah came to power in 2018 with an excellent public service record. All right, from the football field to the Senate, and to the presidency, he came with an excellent public service record. But the bargain through which he came to power also damaged his legacy. And right now, also sit and reflect for a period of 1 year, 12 months. Look at all of the mistakes he made where he fell short before making the comeback. What President Weah could do right now in this critical moment? It's a simple issue. One statement to the government: please, we welcome the action you are taking, but please ensure that every arrested official, every person arrested, on allegations of corruption or whatever, please ensure that they are accorded due process. Please ensure that the constitutional affirmation of free, fair, and speedy trial is accorded this man. And please do it in conformity with the law. This should be so the message that says that he hoped that they are not targeted. No, it's not. Even it is a witch hunt. There's a witch hunt politically. I think it is an honest and fair witch hunt. So I somebody to come and answer to the stewardship, what they did in their leadership, how much money they receive, how they spend it. I think if they will be considered a witch hunt, it is an honest and democratic witch hunt that should be applauded. On the other hand, the President Weah leadership, he made the United Party officials, the current officials, he made them appear like angels, right? For example, if President American was somehow indicted in whatever report that was being commissioned by President Weah in 2018 or 2019, if he has faced an indictment like what Senator Tua is now doing, or Boma Kamara, or all the former officials who are now back in government, if any of them have faced indictment or any form of a name in an audit report, there will be more moral ground today for anyone to come to power. It means that their character will have already been tainted or politically damaged before now. But instead, the guys went with flying colors. They were riding around and enjoying themselves. Now they are back in government as though they serve with distinction and without corruption. So the guys now got good reason to justify why they are back in government, seeing themselves the best, because no law held them accountable for anything. No audit report held them accountable for anything. So they are back. So we ask them now, for example, Mo Ali will tell you, oh yeah, you say we were corrupt, but corruption is not defined in the mouth. Corruption is defined by law. So you say you were corrupt, but what did you do to bring out the book? So as far as we are concerned, we are not corrupt. So I think President Weah spoiled his legacy by not commissioning an audit of all government functionaries for the early 12 years, and even instituting costs and restitution. The president went ahead to constitute what he called the asset recovery team. It didn't go 3 months, it collapsed. All right. Johnson resigned. The other people that he put there, they all did not do anything to even recover one asset. We can't see anything. One asset was not even recovered. What's that? So you see, Mr. President, I think the bed he made for himself is what he's lying on. And the record star said, the way you make your bed, that's how you lie on it. And I think that's why really it is his past haunting him right now. And I just feel for one of our lawmakers former lawmakers who is now beyond bars, and other officials. But I think it's a bad rest the legacy that he said, and whatever he faces right now is the effect of what he instituted on himself.
All right. Okay. Question before I bring Christian on. Here is what I can say too. What I'm hearing from the seditions, including Judge Weah, the allegations against those officials that have been arrested or taken to jail or been indicted, they are not refuted anything. Samuel Toure, I want to say that wish on. He didn't say whatever allegation against him is false. The rest of the guys that are in jail, all Judge Weah said today was, the president got to be inclusive, and like Trouble is saying, it should not be selective justice. I think that the word that was used for Judge Weah used for cherry pick. He said Joseph Barker is cherry picking. All right. But hey, everything that they have said so far, you are not denying anything, but you just saying it's man cherry picking. Next time, maybe next election, when you get to power, maybe you can correct the mistake you made. But as of now, Joseph Barker is doing exactly what Bible administration failed to do. All right, Bible, let me bring you on. What's your take? So we can go to the next one. You are on mute. Unmute yourself, please. Okay, there you go. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. So the first correction I want to make is that Trouble is not a student defender out of the current government or previous government. Trouble is in studio to speak to the issues about. And yesterday we did a post. We said we welcome the actions of the president to institute an audit. And besides the audit, to decide to prosecute those brought forth by the audit report. When we tell you that inclusivity is neither in and you think that maybe we should not go to the past time. But don't forget, that way you say the transparency of Mr. President Walker is only about the past 6 years, but it will not be transparent in the own 6 years. If that is a position, then we agree with you. We have said the fact that President Walker is mustering the courage to dive into the previous 6 years to know what went wrong and bring to book those who might have committed issues that went wrong, will also encourage him to do the same with his own administration. Because to be a transparent leader is not just to audit your predecessors, but to be a transparent leader is to also put your own government in check. So we are not saying while the 12 years of Baraseli rule that he served as vice president is not including into the audit report. No, that's not what we are saying. Because that's why you are alluding to former President George Weah with the responsibility as a government in the past. So thank God for the fact that we took responsibility. So Mr. President Walker now is the one who has come out to say, for me, I'm a clean president, or I want to be a clean president who stands for the right thing, who is against corruption, and who stands for transparency. So we are saying the courage he has to audit and prosecute former government officials or the former government, he should also develop that same courage to prosecute current government of the administration. If they fall short of the GSC or LSC report, and you say that's not important?
No, we are not saying that, though. We did not say that.
Okay, 1 minute, please. 1 minute, Mr. Trouble. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
You're not being granted that 1 minute. You're asking for it. Until you have granted it. No, I'm coming. I've granted for 30 seconds when you were speaking.
Pastor, let's protect the man. Go ahead, Pablo. Before you get the floor.
we are saying during the rule of the of President Weah, he had the ability, he had the responsibility, he had the opportunity to have audited and prosecuted those that might have fallen short of corruption during the 12 years. That was the 4 you said, or the 3 of you. And I stand to agree with you. I stand to agree with you on that. I'm also saying the same courage that President Bouaka has mustered to prosecute former government officials for corruption, if for any reason, any of his current government officials fall short of corruption, they should be prosecuted. And you know what I agree with that?
No, I agree. I do agree. That's what I'm saying. I'm not against.
I agree with you.
First, now coming out. Since you have agreed, let's proceed ahead. Because I didn't know that you
so he agreed with you.
Patrick,
the man still protected. Let's protect the sedition.
Patrick, on record, I said it, even the president of my current Minister of Labor, that I'm a sedition. So I can say on the war stage, I am a sedition. I'm not shying away from being a sedition. No, when we discuss it, I'm a sedition. Let it work, get it straight. The United Party is a word I'm a sedition. Because we did a few things yesterday that might not be correct, it didn't mean that the United Party of have not done things that are not. If you correct it, there are things that are not correct that the United Party is doing. But maybe they did that, but the other issue we discuss it. So let's forget that thing. I would never shy away as a sedition. I will look in the field of President Bouaka yesterday, today, and tomorrow. I am a sedition. And President Bouaka is aware. That's not the issue. My point is very clear. We did not order the previous government of 12 years. Fine. So President Bouaka is not responsible for not auditing the previous government. Fine.
No, that is not fine. That is not fine.
But it has passed. When I say fine, meaning it has passed. So we did not do that. So the current government said they also are not responsible for the 12 years they were part of. So they came to the 6th year. It also fine. In the 6th year is what they are operating. But in the current 6th year that they are serving, if for any reason official of current is found short of transparency and caught in a web of corruption, they should also muster that same courage to prosecute them.
I agree with you. I agree with you. Absolutely. All right, guys. Let's segue to something else. Patrick, you got like 30 seconds. You wanted to say something? Just 30 seconds.
Yeah, quickly 30 seconds. So the President Bouaka, I think, has shown little sign, little progress when it comes to what I see as early steps in the curtailing corruption in his administration, with the overall suspension of the entire board of commissioners of the LTA for alleged acts of corruption. I think some of them have even resigned, and all are still pending their final investigation to know whether they will be found guilty or not. So I think that's a point I want to make, that he has shown sign by suspending people alleged,
you get it wrong.
Allegedly involving acts of corruption.
Pablo, you are on a man 30 seconds.
Sorry, boy. I thought he gave me the time. Let me tell you that you get it wrong.
No, so okay, that being said, to play a devil advocate, I think my Jabate is part of the Bouaka's administration.
That you have many followers. Everything that is said on this platform, it is important for your followers to know what they are carrying home. The LTA issue Patrick just spoke to, he got it wrong. So you got to give me the opportunity.
Go ahead.
Thank you. After the elections and after the inauguration of President Bouaka, he did not just suspend people at LTA for corruption practices. No. He appointed people in those positions at the LTA. Meaning, if the people were confirmed and legitimized, the issue of the concern we have been looking to by President Bouaka. But because those people challenged the decision of President Bouaka, and the issue even went as far as the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court ruled and made a decision that the action of President Bouaka was wrong, because those people were serving tenant positions, and the court ordered that those people should go back to work. It was when President Bouaka said the people had suspended for time indefinite for corruption practices. Up to now, we are not getting a report at the LTA as to what corruption went on, who were involved, and whether they have been taken over the LACC or the GSC for prosecution. So whatever happened at the LTA was politically motivated. It should not be issue for party to bring up here. Everything that happened at the LTA was politically motivated. If President Bouaka believes in mind that the LTA should have been brought under the issue of scrutiny, It should allow those of the those on tenure under the regime we have to remain there and constitute other activity. The people, you appoint the people, the Supreme Court said, Mr. Bwaka, you are wrong. Your actions are wrong. These people are serving tenure. Let the people go by the way. The next 2 days, Mr. Bwaka went away and said, you are suspended for corruption purposes. So that is politically motivated. I don't want anybody to give a credence. Mr. President Bwaka, decision on the LTA was politically motivated. As of today, we don't have any report from the LACC or the GSC as per the corruption allegation against the people that Mr. Bwaka removed because he didn't want to adhere to the rule of law. So that's what that one.
Okay, all right, Bravo. That's honest. Okay, guys, let's get to the business that we are here for today. I know the politician here will not agree with us. You know, some of us will have no political party, and so we are just looking at it from at least from an objective perspective. If you are in the authority and you think the person before you is corrupt, or you say you have evidence to that effect, and you were in power for 6 years and you don't hold that person accountable, I don't think you should be crying wolf at this point when the person is coming after you to be accountable, to hold you accountable for your 6 years in power. Am I negating the fact that other people the man should not hold his own people accountable? No. But I'm just saying the main priority right now is the administration before him. And so he's holding those guys accountable, and hopefully he will expand that to his own government officials. Such as, for example, if you see Mike Jabate right now was arrested the other time, right? Because he made some statement against a lawmaker, Yaki Koluba. And so the man did not say, oh, because he's part of my administration, so I will let the man go. You know? So what are you shaking your head?
Mike Jabate was never arrested because of what he said about Yaki Koluba.
What was he arrested?
I come in. Mike Jabate was never in heading. He had been more oil. When Honorable Koluba came out with the recording, it should have drawn the attention of the LMP or the security apparatus to have issued a search for the arrest of Mike Jabate. They did not do it until after a week. Mr. Honorable Koluba may also understand that Mike Jabate himself issued a disrespect to the current RG Gregory Como when he went to Prime FM on that basis issue, or he said that Mike should be arrested. And Yaki Koluba made a disclaimer that Mike was never arrested because of the case. Because when he made a position, the NMP never took any action until after a week when the RG himself felt disrespected by Mike and he wanted to use Yaki Koluba's situation to arrest Mike Jabate. So Mike Jabate was not arrested because of what he said about Yaki Koluba. Yaki Koluba is heritage. So that's the claim. Mike was never arrested because he said he threatened Yaki Koluba. No. Mike was arrested for what best known to RG Gregory Como. So let's do away with that. Mike Jabate was never arrested because he threatened the life of Honorable Yaki Koluba. Rather, he was arrested because he disrespected the RG Gregory Como. Reference Yaki Koluba. You listen to him. He said that.
Okay. Let transition. Sugesha, go ahead. You've been quiet for a minute. Go ahead.
And for inside, so the reason why Mike Jabate was arrested, I think the incident took place from FM, where Mike Jabate was, and the IG was also there. And according to the reports we gathered, Mike Jabate showed the IG disrespect, and that is why the IG asked that he be arrested. Now the use case to be the reason why they are arresting Mike Jabate, and that is why if you check with Yaki Koluba, he did a disclaimer. In fact, he said since the incident occurred, he did not complain Mike Jabate to the police. So how is the police now arresting Mike Jabate? He make reference to the time the police went to his base in District Number 10 and vandalized the area. He said he reported the incident. Up to today's date, the United Party government, including security apparatus, have not taken action. So he did not complain. The one he made complaint, nobody have taken action. And the both saying they're arresting, that is just a tactic from the government. But let's see how it plays.
All right, but I think the underlying point is the guy, Majabate, is part of the Boyka's administration, and under his wife, he
Yeah.
has been arrested. So that's the key point. I can remember when a sedition was arrested or by George Weah administration to put a person in jail. I can remember. Maybe if I'm wrong, you correct me on that point. All right, guys, let get to what we are here for today, which is the speech of uh, uh, the 177 Independence Day celebration, Dr. Robtel Pailey, her speech. That's what we agreed to analyze. And so, what I want to do is to put the speech on the screen, and then we're going to go through it. Sigecha, you want to just take over quickly? Let me talk to my wife. She calling me. Let me. I'll be right back. Just go ahead.
So before we go to the speech, Patrick, we were here before you came on. Tomorrow is the wedding anniversary, first wedding anniversary of Mr. and Mrs. Freeman. They are celebrating 1 year of wedlock. Tomorrow is the day. See, that is why we decided to set up the regular Thursday to Wednesday. So let's talk a bit about it. I don't know what you gotta say, and as it relates to, I mean, the union between the duos, that is Madam Freeman and Daxa Yapole.
Yeah, go ahead, man. You go ahead. You roll.
You're on mute, Patrick. You are on mute. Patrick, you are on mute.
Yeah, I think it's a glorious. I mean, it's a glorious social calling for any man to get married. And I will,
Probably why you not married by now. It's a glorious thing. Why
yeah,
you
my
not
man,
married?
yeah, my man. Get me it now.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
man. Let's do it. You.
yeah. So it's a glorious opportunity, and I must applaud Dak for taking that bold step last year and celebrating 1 year tomorrow. I mean, it's something commendable. One person personally, I did not think that would have gotten married. You know, based on his philosophical view, and his anti-religious view, and so I did not think he had gotten married. But then surprisingly he got married, and I think his wedding was very memorable. And tomorrow we'll all be online. Maybe to hold a special edition to wish him a happy anniversary. So let me say happy anniversary in advance to Mr. and Mrs. Madison Freeman, CKA Sayapode. That's esoteric.
So,
Patrick, you get 1 minute, 1 minute down. You just made mention of the under religion. You know, I was shocked when I saw one of the wedding photos, and it was even the church house. I didn't even got married in the church.
Yeah.
And the pastor preached, and the pastor was using the Bible.
You see,
why the gods? Why the gods the warriors? Why you never went to the warriors to build the New York? Why you never went to the gods? The ancestors.
Yeah. It's a you see, marriage is a compromise, right? If you want to say you want to take everything, then you gotta just be by yourself. You know, you have two people with different philosophies coming together, right? So I can say because that, I mean, antiquated, antediluvian African philosophy, they say whatever the man says goes. You know, it doesn't work that way, at least in this age. So it's a compromise. There are a couple of things we worked on. She said, "This is my edifice of worship, and I want to get married there. And there are certain conditions I set up too." And she agreed with them. So I said, "Okay, since that's the case, I will give it to you. We can go to your pastor." Because after all, they say wedding is for the woman, right? So for the most part, I mean, why not make her happy? I can't just be rigid on my philosophical view and say, you know what, let's go to the ancestors. And right now, the ancestors, they are all the way in SINOE. You know, they are not in the US. You know? Yeah, but Chris, if you have something to say on our anniversary, you are obliged to do that.
Thank you. I just want to congratulate you and say thanks to God for guiding you and your beautiful wife to have reached this time, and I'm jealous, and so I will soon join you, though. Oh yes, I will soon join you. I will soon join you positively. I will soon join you. I know Patrick. Patrick, you are jealous positively too. Yes, yes, I know. I just say you are been there. Sakaya, you been there?
Sure.
Oh, okay, good.
Is he
So,
there or he's been there? Sigisha, are you there?
I'm here already.
What is your identity? Yes, man.
I'm a witness Bible. I'm a witness Bible.
Where is yours? I'll show him mine.
if you say if you not getting big, so if you not getting the real only test, so
No, don't think about me. Don't think about me. Don't think about me. Yeah, glory. Don't think about me.
Laughing, so I gotta say something. But and let's go with that. And let me say, congratulations again, my brother. And thank God for you. Thank God for your family. We pray that God will continue to guide you because marriage is a lifetime thing, and we need God to give you that wisdom to guide you, to lead you and your family, and into happiness. For words, it's what the pastor always said. Even though you don't subscribe to religion, but that's what the pastor said during the time you were getting married, for better for worse. And so we don't wish for the worst. What we wish, the better part of it, and we know God going to give you that strength to lead your family. Wish you well. Thank you, my brother.
Yeah, but on the other note, yeah, Patrick, you are saying something?
And 2025, starting from 2025 onward, I mean, I will join the left hand association, definitely. Yeah, my woman will be coming down from the US to marry me.
I'm joining before December. You're going to
December, right?
I'm joining before December.
2025, right?
No, you going 2025. I'm saying I'm joining before December.
Oh, okay. All right, so no problem. 2025, my woman will be coming down to marry me in Liberia. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the guy's trying to join the left hand family. Okay. Congratulations in advance, guys. I wanted to let's see. Looking for something here quickly. Just give me a second. I don't know. This thing somehow it goes away. Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to give that breaking news to the people. Patrick and Sige at Tababo 2025. There will be.
No, I'm not going 2025. It's Patrick. Before December this year, it's Tababo. 2025, Patrick.
Oh, before December this year. Wow. Okay. Why you okay? Congratulations in advance, man. Congratulations.
Patrick's project is 2025 to 2035.
Okay.
Yeah.
2025, 2035.
2025. Between 2025 and 2035. Yeah, that's my project.
Hey.
Yeah.
What happened?
Patrick saying between 2025 and 2035. It's not specific.
Yeah, no, the man is ambiguous. Yeah. You know, the man are politician, huh? So
10 years from now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Tababo is coming up before December of this year. So because of that, it's a breaking news. We'll be right back. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, it's a breaking news on Voice of SINOE. The former Labor Commissioner of SINOE County, Crispin Tababo, is expected to get married. Is it before December of this year? Okay. Or if late, it will be December, but before, he said. So the second breaking news we have on Voice of SINOE is according to the ambiguous time frame, by the former general of Liberia, or not former, but the general of SINOE County, who interviewed President George Weah and Ellen Johnson said to Patrick Bolo. It's a breaking news. We'll be right back. All right, so guys, welcome back. Patrick said his wife to be will be coming down. That means she's coming from the United States, you know, to come and consummate. I don't know where Comrade Twabo's wife is coming from. I'm not sure.
The man said coming down. Why is she coming from Guinea?
No, he said he said the United States. He said that. Patrick, am I wrong?
Exactly.
Okay,
man,
okay.
For Guinea way.
So between 2025 and 2030 or 2035 is Patrick.
Dad.
Yeah.
You already know already. Why you want to? I don't want to hold you accountable, but you know already.
Oh, I know your spouse will be.
Yes, you know, but I don't want to hold you accountable for the show.
Oh, okay. We'll talk behind the scene. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure, but because of course different person need and you get in trouble. Yeah.
No. The person you know that the person.
Okay.
If I knows, I don't know. If I knows, I don't know.
Yeah, the man does not want to divulge it right now, so I assume, you know.
If I get married, you will see the person, so you gotta know now.
All right, guys, let's get to our topic for today. It's a good live, but I want to say thanks a whole bunch for the congratulations to my wife and I. I got a wonderful wife, and time flew and went by so fast. You know, we're exhausted 12 months. So, baby, you want to say hi to the people? They're saying happy preliminary. Yeah, she just ran away. All right, so guys, let me share this so we can talk about it. It's our subject for today. I'm sorry that we took some time, guys. This stuff a little bit. Let me see, guys. Let me take that image down. Sometimes, yeah, I just wanted to show Sagacious political leader a little bit so you can see him. Let me bring this speech is what we want to talk about today. Stop that screen sharing and then I can bring this on so we can talk about it. All right, this is what we got for today. The major speech, so I'll zoom it out to make it bigger. Yeah. All right, one more time, let's see. All right, that's the master thing. Okay. It's not going any further than that. All right, guys. So this is the speech that we wanted to analyze today. It's the Independence Day oration by Dr. Pailey. And so our plan was to kind of share it. I mean, other outlets they took a little bit here and there and talk about it, but in our case, we want to just look at it holistically. So we're gonna be reading it and paragraph by paragraph, line by line, and then we'll give our thoughts and move on to the next thing. So that's the goal for this segment of the show. All right. So this is it. We'll take turns. So maybe if it is legible on your side, if you can't read it, that's fine. I can do the reading, and then we can go into it. All right. So let's start. I will read the first section. So this is a full speech here by Robtel N. Pailey, the 177th Independence Day orator, July 26, 2024, and the speech starts. She didn't go with all that long process and Mr. President, Mr. Vice President, and all the different things. She just went straight. All protocols observed, she said. All right. So again, the title of the speech is.
Let me interject a point quickly before you proceed.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So this speech is 30,881 words.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
so
you counted the word. You did a good job. Okay.
Yeah. So for the 50 minutes in length. So I think the best we can do here, if we really want to get the most out of it here, all of you or sagacious, one person can read it. Can read it. Whether you can adjust it within a time or pick up key paragraphs, of interest to the country and to our discussion, and then we look at it like that. But we say maybe the whole speech, word by word, line by line. I'm sorry, we may really be time consuming.
All right, yeah, but wherever we stop, we can't exhaust the whole thing. That's fine. But I thought the plan was to do this. Go if we meet, let's read a paragraph that has not much in it. We can just skip it and go to something else. That way the process will be accelerated. All right, so she said, "Our protocol observed," and again, the title of the speech: "A Radical Agenda for Reimagining Liberia." First of all, before we go into it, I mean, any take on the title of the speech?
Yeah. So I think my take on the title of the speech, or the theme of the speech, I think it sends an anti-colonial message. Yeah, not only here in Liberia but across Africa. Because if you really imagine Liberia in colonial Africa, then of course you have to reimagine all the rest of the countries on the African continent. I mean, that went through the scramble for independence. So I think in a nutshell, the whole speech, from the title, you can judge it as an anti-colonial or neo-colonial speech. Sending a message out there to imperialist powers.
Yeah. So my take on the title is that because when somebody says reimagine something, that means you have been doing something, and that approach that you are taking is not working, right? So the person wants you to come up with another, because she said a radical agenda. So you need a new agenda. You need a new plan for you to grow, for your people to grow, for your country to grow. So she wants a radical agenda. So the agenda, if you look at, say, for example, China was a backwards country until the 40s, when the Mao Zedong and those guys, they came. They went there and sat down and reimagined their country, how they want China to be in the next maybe 60, 70 years. And they went to work and they strategized. And now you see China now is competing with America. So the guys reimagined their country. They carved a new agenda for their people. It's the same thing with even the United States herself. I mean, it was a small 13 colonies, that came together. The guy came together and said, what, how can we become the world superpower, right? So they reimagined themselves. And today, America is the world superpower. How did she do it? Either by making certain people slaves to work for them, for years, 400 years, to obtain that goal, that radical agenda she wanted. Other countries are doing it. China, Russia, Germany, they're reimagining their country. So I don't necessarily see the title as opposition to colonialism. I see it as an opposition to the old way of doing things. The leaders that we have right now, they are not, so to speak, benevolent to the people. They don't love their people. They are not patriotic. And so she wants us to carve a new agenda that will benefit everybody, and that's how I understand it. So unless somebody else has something to say to that effect, Babu, we can just go into the speech. All right, so she wanted to say, as someone who loves this country with every fiber of my being, I feel very honored and privileged to address you today. All right, so she began the speech like that. When I think of Liberia's birth as a nation, I often picture fixed, the blow in the air, right? The fixed of all shapes and sizes raised in the air like this, because our Declaration of Independence on July 26, 1847 was a revolutionary act of defiance. Okay, do we agree with that line? It was a defiance. Who did we defy? Okay, so I think I want to agree with her on this. It was a defiance because United States, for example, she was not in favor of Liberia or that Liberia's independence. So that way it took a long time to even recognize Liberia independence, you know. So it was a defiance. I mean, we don't know all the discussion beyond the scene, but I think America was obviously against the independence of Liberia. But she went ahead and still declared herself as an independent country, you know, and that way apparently it took America a long time to recognize Liberia. Go ahead, Patrick. You're saying something?
Yeah, I agreed. I agreed. I agree that I mean the whole arrangement was a clear defiance, you know, against America's advice or America's, you know, will on what should have been done. Yeah.
Okay, so she went on to say back then, when blackness was synonymous with bondage, we Liberians dared to be free. Inspired by our Haitian sisters and brothers who had led the first successful slave revolt in history, we dared to reclaim black personhood. Decades later, when our beloved continent was being carved up in the European scramble for Africa, swallowed whole by colonialism, we dared to be sovereign. In fact, our very existence as Africa's first Black republic inspired a race united. Lest we forget, our declaration of our declaration of defiance happened nearly a century before independence movements began in earnest across the continent. So Liberia's Independence Day should be called Independence Day because 177 years ago, our foremothers and fathers defied the odds. Okay. Any reaction to that part of the speech so far? So my other observation when she said foremothers and forefathers, the guy that defied the odds, were they our forefathers or foremothers, or I mean, when I say ours, those are us from the indigenous band, you know, because when the guys from the United States, when they got on the ground, they basically marginalized the indigenous people who were in the majority. So when she said our foremothers and fathers, was she referring to the indigenous people that were on the ground or those that came from overseas?
The settlers. I think she was making reference to the settlers.
Okay, all right. So,
yeah.
So
the whole thing,
our forefathers and mothers, the settlers are our forefathers and mothers.
The whole thing, the whole idea surrounding independence, I mean, can be a land for the settlers. All right. I mean, the indigenous were never part of the arrangement, or they were not part of the border politics until the 1900s. So you can refer to that whole process, our whole arrangement, our whole undertaking, you know, to the settlers. You can refer it to them, not the indigenous. Yeah.
And you see, the description race benighted, you know, people in darkness, the ignorant people. I mean, those are the language that the settlers, even up to now, is in our national anthem, I think, in our national documents, race. So they were actually talking down to her, but it's not the purpose here. Let's go through the speech. So she said they attempted to prove that black self-rule was not only possible, but also undeniable. They embraced Black internationalism long before this form of solidarity became an act of resistance. Somebody's speech phone is not on mute. Please put the phone on mute. It's a lot of feedback. All right, thank you. So they attempted to prove that Black self-rule was not only possible, but also undeniable. They embraced Black internationalism. I'm sorry?
Are you there? Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, because I'm on a show, but I don't want to just leave my answer if I let you know. But can I say something?
Go ahead.
Thank you. You know, when I listened to the entire speech, even read through everything that you posted, you might be different, but if you're not different, Patrick, the Sagato, and every other persons who were listening, and also all those that were in the hall when the lady gave the speech, Everybody know that everything that was said in this speech is 100% right. In fact, I can add another zero to say 1,000% correct. But this speech is not Liberia's problem right now. It's not Africa's problem right now. This speech is Liberians and Liberia's problem. African and Africa's problem. What do I mean by that? I'm not sorry if I'm trying to summarize everything because
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, I think that was a suggestion of Patrick. If we want to go that route, we can go that route. Yeah.
thank you. Thank you. Because if you go paid by paid, there will no one person who is listening to you or read this speech that will see as a new thing. Everything in the speech, everything in the video, everything she said, that's something that every Liberian, every African is aware of, except any African or Liberian who is not conscious of Liberia or Africa. But it is about time that we'll stop shifting blame on America, shifting blame on Europe, shifting blame on Asia, and put the blame on our very selves. We are aware of all of these things, but our failure to take necessary action to stop these things is what continues to keep us where we are. Who told you that we are not aware that billions of dollars have been taken from America, from both Europe, from Asia, and the rest of the world? Who told you that Liberia is not aware that even as of now, billions and millions of dollars is leaving this country on a daily basis, on a monthly or yearly basis? Our inability as a people, as leaders, as government, to put in place conditions, policies, system that will keep Liberia or Africa and base to run ourselves as a country, as a nation, to compete with other part of the world is what keeps us where we are. Now, President Baka let's just go to the issue of the corruption allegation. The GSC or the LCC or President Baka's administration have come up with an audit report that have millions of dollars that were taken from our treasury, from our cover, that we didn't know where it went. They were talking 178 million at the counter, and according to the child defense of America that walked out of the hall when the lady was giving a speech and had a press conference, they said America gave $78 or $76 million annually to the government. So if you talk about $78 million annually, an individual milking $178 million from our cover every day, it tells us that if the money was to be used for the interest of this country, we have no reason to see America for $73 million every year. So Liberia's problem, Africa's problem is corruption. Our president, who colonized us, who developed Ghana, who developed Africa, one of the French developed Africa, the British developed Ghana, the British developed Sierra Leone, the British, the colonial people developed South. It's not our issue. Our issue is that we are backward as of today's day because of corruption. Corruption is our problem. Those people that developed Ghana, those people that developed South Africa, those people that developed Liberia, because we are no longer on a colonial days. We ourselves ask that we are able to do it now, and so in 1847 we ask for independence. And so now, as an independent nation, we have the natural resources that we have been blessed by God. We have the timber, we have the gold, we have the diamond, we have every natural resources that other countries are lacking of. Why we can't develop? Because of corruption. Because of corruption. And that's why sometimes I always listen to Professor P.L. Lumumba. He says that if you ask hyena to take care of your sheep, and you come out and say, why is happening to your sheep? You should ask the same question, but because how can hyena be the one to take care of sheep? You know the attitude of people, you know they are corrupt, and you make them your leaders. And today you find out that even your own budget cannot take care of 1% of your situation. Then you ask what happened to America, what happened to Europe, what happened to UK, our own problem. We need to start re-examining ourselves as people, as a country. And so the only part of that speech that I capture is what? Reimagining Liberia, reimagining Africa. And to reimagine Liberia, to reimagine Africa, we should stop blaming America because America's time has gone. We were during the colonial day, we say America did not colonize, America did not do that, but we are in charge. What is happening to our millions that are going in individual pockets? That's why when President Baka started the whole issue of audit and prosecution, I went on my personal Facebook page that I welcome the idea of the president. I welcome the audit report. I welcome prosecution. Let all those involved go to a code of competent jurisdiction and exonerate themselves. And I also said, if for any reason in his death year, if any current government officials of Waka will come short of the audit report of the GSC or ACC, he should muster the same courage. I was not speaking of the two region that we have refused to audit. That was not what I was speaking about. I was saying if President Waka should make the Liberians and the world to know that he's a transparent man, let him prosecute the previous regime and let him be willing to prosecute whoever that will fall short of the GSC and the LSC under his administration. So there's nothing new in the old speech of the Lele because we Liberians are aware. It's just that we have failed to take the necessary actions and steps that will take us from where we are to take us forward.
All right, Patrick. Patrick, before you come in, let me give some reaction to what Christian said. Christian, like you, I also agree that Liberia should take responsibility for some things, especially the issue of corruption. I mean, depriving the people of getting the resources. I definitely agree with you on that point. But I don't want to agree that everything is Liberia's fault. If you take, for example, let's say Firestone. You know, Firestone is a capitalist entity. And what those companies or those corporations are for is about exporting people. Firestone could easily establish a rubber factory in America or farm in America, and they could have done it. But those corporations, especially the Western corporation, what they do is they always look for areas around the world that they will pay the employees little or nothing. Anywhere you have capitalists, and when the people will start asking for higher wages, they will start to relocate. So that why in America, like if you see city like Detroit looks like a ghost farm right now because the people in America they have the audacity to start asking for higher wages. So the capitalists start locating overseas, Bangladesh, and those countries where they will use the people. They will give them little or nothing. You see the working condition of the people. So it's the same thing. If you look at where Firestone is, where these guys, our people are extracting the latex, and see how the people are living, you know. So the companies, they use our people, and then they bring the latex, even to establish a factory in Liberia. They could not do it because they know that it will create jobs for the Liberians. So they just extract the latex, bring it overseas, and then send it back to you to buy it, you know. So they play a role. So if you look at Ellen Johnson said, I was reading, if you get time, there's another article Dr. Pailey wrote, right? Where she was analyzing Firestone involvement. I mean, she wrote a whole essay, you know, and she spoke of the 4.2 billion Liberia debt that they waived on Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, right? The money was waived, but guess what? There were certain other conditions set by America that Liberia must do. So, for example, one thing she mentioned was the American government suggested, they demanded that all parastatals, all entities of government that are under the control of government should be privatized. You know, because it's about privatization. Everything should go to the private people, because once it is privatized, the government will have no control over that. You know, so they can use any means necessary to extract your resources to do whatever they want to do. You know, so it's privatization. That's why they say private entity, because they don't want government to get involved in private citizens' affairs. And that's why when you even look at the United States, you have a country with 300 million people, and then you have few persons at the top, maybe maximum 600. They are billionaires, and the rest of the people are just working for them, you know. So if you listen to Dr. Pailey's speech, and that's what she was talking, maybe she pointed out capitalism, because it's one of the reasons why Liberia it is the way it is. Because we take profit, because that's what capitalism is about. It's about profit over anything else. Once their bottom line is not good, they will not stay there. Once they get people, so you would find that it was because of labor laws and those different things that capitalists, they are not employing children anymore. They need to use children to work for them, because it's about, so the speech has a lot in it. It's not only just Liberia corruption. Yeah, you have the leaders, They did some terrible planning. I mean, like family honor Toba and those people. I mean, they basically take the country to be their personal property and those different variables. But they also influence, especially America. I mean, other leaders of the country, they were getting rid of because they wanted to chart different codes. So if you take Doe, for example, Doe were going towards other countries that are not capitalistic, because you have to understand by then was capitalism versus communism, right? So once you try to go against what America espouses, you have a problem. And that's why people like Gaddafi that agree with America, that subscribe to socialism, they got rid of Gaddafi. You know, so America, our tie with America, it has to be revisited. She's very correct. She's absolutely correct. But go ahead. Anyway, you have something to say, go ahead.
But do we blame America?
Yeah. So,
Patrick, let's bring Sagacious in and say he has not spoken. Go ahead, Sagacious.
Do we blame America or do we blame our officials? For example, I think travel left the life. When we visit our people were out here in Liberia, because when for example, if somebody comes to invest, they look at our decent work, what we should be paid. For example, what a skilled laborer should be paid and what a skilled laborer should be paid. So do we blame a company that comes and meet the law on book that say a skilled laborer should be paid this amount and a non-skilled laborer should be paid this amount? Do we also blame those companies that extract log, for example, people taking log from our forests? They can pay any factory here. For example, you spoke of Firestone. Do we blame those companies? Will blame our officials? Who should be saying no? Have a factory here so that you manufacture some of these products here to create job opportunity. So do we blame America for doing it, or do we blame our officials? In my honest opinion, I think our officials should be blamed.
Yeah, so Gesha, I mean, fair observation, but here's my thing, right? If you have two people you put them together to negotiate. Okay, you have a poor man negotiating with a rich man. Okay, let me use the analogy by PLO one time. PLO used an analogy. He said if you have two people, they are boxer, right? And you have one is a professional boxer and the other one is an amateur boxer. Do you put them in the ring to fight? When you do that, it's a murder. They will go by the same rule, right? Boxing get the same rule. But guess what? You don't tell the professional boxer how to punch the other person. You know what I'm saying? Because the man is professional and you put an amateur again. So the point I'm trying to make is, Segation, you have our leaders, these people, they are basically economically handicapped. And you brought a billionaire company to come and negotiate with these people. The bargain is not even. It's not going to be even. One person has the upper hand already. They have an upper hand. The corporation, they have an upper hand. So you're talking about, they allow the decent wage out and all of the different things. Again, these companies are going over there, they want profit. So they will insist that they pay your workers this amount. Other than that, they will not establish a company. And now people, they are handicapped, so they'll have to kowtow, you know. But Patrick, if you have to come back, go ahead, and Patrick can come in.
I know trouble will coming in. But yeah, you won't be on trouble.
No, let's get Patrick. Let's get Patrick, and trouble will come in later.
That is my take. The speech was a good one. The speech on Corvo's Liberia's main hidden truth. It exposes the mentality, the added mentality of Liberia, of Liberians, the way we do things here. And it sends a message to all Liberians in one or two ways. But let's come to the part that has to do with the reimagination of everything that happens in this country happened as a result of our own failure. The settlers, when they came, they also had an internal power struggle, right? Even about themselves at the exclusion of the indigenous people. The settlers did not agree with themselves, all right? They had another division within themselves, all right? The mulatto versus the I call it the other group, the America. All right, yeah, mulatto versus America. So they had that. So they had that division among themselves, and they used that division to get EJ Raw out of power. Okay, that brought robbers back. So, for example, for the America, they were saying it is our, it is for us. This land for us. All right. In fact, the law of liberty brought us here. Robbers and his lives were not talking about the mulattoes. They were not talking about the indigenous. They were talking about the pure American, Liberian indigenous who came from America. All right, they were the ones who were talking about the love of liberty brought us here, not y'all. So please, Mr. Man, you EJ and your group, you don't have any right to come and be president in this place. They removed them from there. All right, and they came back to power. So this thing kept dragging on. But guess what? Firestone, that today people use Firestone as a case study to say America has taken more from Liberia than Liberia has received. For me, this can be true because why? Let me tell you one thing: what people don't know in this country. When Reagan came here, and you can see the vision, and one clear vision of America in Liberia, visible sign of what America intended for Liberia. If Liberia herself did not disagree or distance herself, what the 0.4 region, right? The 0.4 corridor. Look at the entire 0.4. All right, how 0.4? How the name came about? All right, that thing came from the American people's special interest in the operations in Liberia. Okay, go look on the West. How the name Corner West came up in Nicuita, for example. That's America's interest. If you look at the 0.4 lane, if you look at the 0.4 pavement, and look at everything that happened along the whole corridor, that is America. That was one of America's vision for Liberia. To say, okay, this is how the streets in Liberia should be like. In fact, for example, look at the free port of Monrovia. Did we ever have free port before America came in? No. Liberia never had our own free port. It was America.
Yeah, I think you're frozen there. All right, Bravo. Yeah, if you have any reaction, go ahead. I think Patrick is frozen.
There's no way. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Right.
Did Liberia ever have anything like airport, Springfield, RIA, America's interest? For example, the Liberia have anything like I'll call it a free zone of Coast Guard today that we boast of America. So in Kenya, in Zimbabwe, and other countries where colonialism took more from the people, you know what the people did? Or the people got their independence, they used the law to get back what the people took for them. For instance, here in 1926, when Firestone came here, already the issue of slavery was in force, right? People have been taken from here, young crew boys, young Grable boys, young boys were being taken from the coast to what? Finana Pool. But when that whole saga came about and Firestone came, the repatriation from Finana Pool is shifted to what? Firestone. When last the government ever told Firestone to say no, you know what I mean? It's time to pay back, the effect of slavery you brought on our people. It's time to get back our land. One last day we have any law that held Firestone that held Firestone accountable for slavery in this country. You know how many persons work on Firestone plantation in this country free of charge? And today, I mean, their children can't even see anything. The children still left in destitution. Did you know how much land Firestone was taken from Liberia, for example, and the government can't say anything? In Kenya, in Zimbabwe, the government passed a new land policy to say no. The people are the ones who own the land now. On the new land law, the new land rights law, the people should be taking their land back from Firestone, for example. Until Firestone can improve the land, or maybe you build an industry that gives back to them, or an industry that gives livelihood to them. So I mean, everything that happens in this country, it happens because of the way Liberians, have treated themselves. The settlers did not think about posterity when they took over this country. All the planning they were doing, it was about them It was about them and them. Now, when the revolution came in 1980 as well too, those who have taken over the indigenous, 99% in parliament and 99% in the executive and 99% in the judiciary, the only thing about themselves, now, and no one else. No prosperity is in their planning. So everything here, Liberia has blamed herself for everything, and we Liberians blame ourselves for everything because we feel Liberia first before America even feel Liberia.
Okay, Pablo, what's your take? Pablo, you get yourself off mute. You're on mute. You're on mute. Unmute your device.
I'm trying to connect my power bank. I think I just did.
Yeah,
Am
you're
I
good
clear?
now. Yeah.
All right, good. Yeah, so come in.
No, I mean, you have any input? Anything else to say?
I was very clear. I said that maybe I just did a summary.
Okay.
Like I said, and no, I come in. Even though you came back and you gave some pieces of information that I didn't have to speak to. You talk about the capitalism, the say they died. When you invite people to your home or to your house, no matter the status and position of people, he is a guest. At any point in time, you can tell people to leave. And at any point in time, you can tell people to get out. What am I trying to say? If for any reason Liberia's probably have been because of the capitalist group, capitalist component, capital day, without profit they can leave, without profit they can do fine. But so because you think that it is better to not have than the thing you have and you don't have. What do I mean? Are we saying why it is true that our country are being the way it is because of corruption, but we want to blame people who come outside? Let me tell you something. You can take the coal from your own eye before you take the coal from another person's eye. So, yeah, can I manage our mineral resources? Can I properly institute laws and policies that would defend or that would protect the economy and the country, but blaming people from outside who have nothing to lose in terms of anything that happened in Liberia? The first thing that if anything happen in this country, Christian trial will be affected, Patriot Bodu will be affected, Sagashos will be affected. So if Sagasho, Patriot, and Christian trial are dealing with people who have nothing that will affect them in Liberia, should anything happen in Liberia, they should be cognizant of belongingness. So if a government is dealing with people from Europe, from Asia, from America, and they think that the policies that the people have coming with will in no way benefit their country, but would benefit their country and continue dealing with people, but at the end of the day, they will blame those people for personal trial with them, associate myself. If we believe that over the years America have been dealing with us on the basis of no fair share, and we still dealing with America, then who are we to blame? Who are we to blame? That's my point. Everything that if you're doing business with America and doing business with China, doing business with Russia, doing business with France, and you think maybe doing business with France or Russia will benefit you, then that America, as a businessman, you decide who to deal with. But if we continue to deal with America and we think we're not benefiting or getting anything in return from America, but yeah, we still choose to deal with America, then we ourselves have to be blamed. So for the fact that Liberia still recognize America as a traditional partner, as an original partner, as a special partner, and we'll come back to the citizenry and tell that, oh, America and I didn't work rightly, I will not listen to that. Because not all the citizenry are dealing with America. You as a government, President Pailey is the one that has been dealing with America on behalf of the citizens. To all that you are dealing with America, you have been cheated over the years. We have nothing to do with that. Firestone being here and taking billions of dollars from here and go to America. Who is instituting the policy? Who is instituting the politics? The policies. We love Firestone anyway. We policy. The Firestone of came and design our own policy, design our own law that she is dealing with. No. Firestone operating with Liberian laws. Firestone is operating with Liberian policy. Firestone is dealing with Liberian government. So if the government cannot in any way make Firestone's operation of the benefit of citizens, I, as a Liberian citizen, would not blame Firestone. I will blame my Liberian government. That's my point. Because Firestone is a business entity that came from America to operate in Liberia. So if your own government cannot institute policies and programs and laws that will make Firestone's operation to benefit you and your and the government and its people, then you expect me to go in queue and go blame Firestone, I will not do that. I will not do that. I will blame the government.
Okay, all right.
I will blame the government.
All right, question that your view, but it is deeper than the way we are looking at it, right? So you have Firestone. I mean, it's the same thing in the US here, right? Those companies, right? They got their lobbyists. They can come and give billions or millions of dollars to the political leaders. That's why, especially in America, they're talking about taking money from politics, because there are people here that got, I mean, astonishing amount of money, right? They can just pump it in the system to get what they want. So they get their lobbyists. The lobbyists will go and work with the politicians. Guess what? Once they buy the politician up, right, the next thing they do, those companies, they get their lobbyists, they get their people that can write the laws. You know, some of the laws in America, that the companies, their lobbyists can write the law. Once they finish paying the politician, they write the law themselves.
And the politicians are who?
So
Librarians.
What? Yeah, it goes back to my point I was making. Maybe you were not on, right? The point I made was you cited PLO, right? PLO is one of the guys I listen to too. He gave an analogy. He said if you have two boxers, right? One is a professional boxer and the other one is an amateur boxer. Do you put them in the ring to fight? And you say, okay, let's apply the same rules. Let make sure the referee obeys the rule and make sure that the two person, nobody is cheating. I mean, you can put two boxers, but guess what? The professional boxer, you can't tell him how to punch the amateur boxer, right? Because he's a professional. So likewise, if you bring the corporation that they are advanced, they have all the cash, they can just lavish, and you have a poor government official from one of the third world countries to go and negotiate with them, you have a problem because the equation is not equal. So one person has the upper hand already, you know.
So then who is to blame?
So you have a big guy versus little guy. So do you blame the big guy when you dupe the little guy? No, you can't blame the little guy because the other guy is sophisticated. So you got the Bible from Morovia and you got one little girl. I mean, I don't want to talk down, but you have a little boy in SINOE and say, oh, two of you, y'all go negotiate. Okay, the equation is not balanced. I mean, Tobago being government before he exposed to government, he knows certain things that a little child in the village doesn't know. You can't put them together to go negotiate, to do a bargain. Tobago will dupe the person. You know, it's the same thing with the corporation because they know that these African countries, these leaders, they are hungry. So they go there and use their cash balance.
You just hit the right point. That I'm not perfect. I'm a human, right?
Right.
But I served this county for 6 years as a labor commissioner. When I came to SINOE, it was one of the things that people at SINOE were saying that a poor boy from Fubadi, from T.A. Village, come to a labor commissioner. The multi-million-dollar company will put him in the basket. They will call him. They will do this. They will do that. But my records are there. I'm one of the commissioners that sent out more cases of this company in the interest of the people. It's just about saying no to what is wrong and saying yes to what is right. It's not about whether somebody from America or somebody from Europe or somebody got multi-million-dollar. It's just about principle. That's my point I'm making. They don't force our leaders to agree to what they agree to. They don't force them. They induce them. They induce them with cash and they agree.
Yeah, but
they induce them with cash and they agree. So why do we blame them?
Christian, have you heard of cash violence before? It's a form of violence.
Come again?
Have you ever cash violence before? That's a form of violence. Is that voluntary? Yeah,
I agree. Who is to be blamed?
So can I another point, please?
Go ahead.
So everything we say, this is why we say it boils down to Liberia's failure to a year to accountability. When Asina Mita came here in 2006, 2007, without the slightest observation from the Liberian government, legislators, each person joyfully, as though it was some kind of free money or some kind of free offer, joyfully, and momentously, and took one vehicle, one pickup. Each representative and senator took one vehicle or one pickup.
But people say
75,
vehicles, you know, right?
I think 75 bundle of zinc, 75 bundle of zinc, and then a whooping envelope that contains, according to the level, but the list in each of the envelopes that Asna Minta gave those lawmakers, the list inside was 50,000. All right, 50K was the list inside each of those envelopes. All right, that was the whole arrangement, right? But the lawmakers took it. Nobody had the slightest thought to say, no, this could be a trap, or this could be against public service, or this could be against the code of conduct, or this could be, because for a company to come to say, cancel my agreement, and without even appearing before you, they tell you, say, come, and let you go take car. Then you yourself, you start to take the car and take the money, take the materials. What good will you do for that company? So now, everything I'm saying here for me is that if Liberians, especially starting from the 70s, because Toba took over in 1971, 1971, because Toba himself, who came from an indigenous background, he has sympathy. He has sympathy, and he himself will begin to rethink and change the situation around, make a change of the country. But even though he left in the coup, but beginning from 1980, that was the time now Liberia should have corrected all the mistakes that we made. But even at that, let's leave it. We went for a civil war, 14 years. Now we came back from civil war. It was another opportunity again to correct the mistakes of 133 years, and not get up path. But still yet, which leader in recent time took the microphone, mounted the podium in Capitol building to say, this budget year, I will not pass it if the least civil servant will not get $200 inside it as their salary. I will not put my signature on it. Which lawmaker can ever boast of standing up to that? Or the president to look to the budget and say, no, lawmakers, it is a right to review the budget, but this budget here, I will not sign it into law if the least civil servant would not have the amount of $300 in the budget as a salary. So everything is just about Liberians themselves, the leaders themselves here and now. So that's the problem, my brother. We can't blame any country for our failure. Liberians will blame themselves to be used in the first place. Now, before I conclude quickly, a legal situation. ESOTERIC, you're in the US there, all right? You have so much empathy on the situation in Liberia here, and every now and then you will send Patrick money, right? Every 2 weeks, or you get a paycheck. Under your paycheck, you will send Patrick whooping $1,000, right? Every 2 weeks, Patrick will receive whooping $1,000. Well, Patrick is not in school. Patrick is not building a house. Patrick is not married. Patrick is not doing anything, but he receives $1,000 from ESOTERIC every 2 weeks, all right? 1 month at $2,000. After 3 weeks, after 3 months, for example, Patrick is in the nightclub. Patrick is enjoying everywhere. He does everything that pleases him. Now, he goes broke. So ESOTERIC say, but Patrick, what you do with the money I'm sending you? I say, oh, my man, you're not easy today. Probably you will laugh. But I say, man, not easy today. You will laugh in the fireplace because, wow, $1,000 every 2 weeks, but I can donate it to you. And I come back and say, oh, my friend helping me. My friend up there, all right? He's not helping me. My friend up there, he ain't got time for me. So let the world judge me now. Well, Lord, you are not helping me or I'm not helping myself.
All right, all right. Guys, I think we've been on for a while now, so let's wrap the thing up. But a couple of points that I want to highlight. Some of the flaws that I saw in the speech. Um, I think number one, the speech was too sophisticated. You know, especially for a nation with less than, I mean, I don't know, it's 5% or 1% of the population is formally educated. You know, so the speech was too sophisticated. You know, I think she was, the speech was intended for, I thought she would have broken it down, made it very simple, so that the woman in the village would benefit from it, you know, or the little child in the classroom would benefit. But I just thought it was so sophisticated, it was written scholarly, you know, it was a scholarly presentation. So it came across as though it was only intended for those guys with a coat suit that are in the building, or the foreigners and those people. Yeah. And that's how it came across. You know, so that's one flaw I saw. Another thing, if you read through it, Patrick, this man, this lady is a scholar, right? So we expect her information to be up to date. I think you're off camera a little bit, Patrick. You gotta be
Okay.
fully on camera. Okay. You can come. Okay, there you go. Yeah, so she said Liberia has 16 ethnic groups, and that information, especially for somebody like that, right? It has a weight, you know. So every piece of information you put out there, it has to be fact checked to make sure that you got everything right. Right now,
Mhm.
our children are learning 17 ethnic groups in Liberia. You know, so she can't go out there and say, "Oh, there are 16 tribes or ethnic groups in Liberia." You know, I mean, even if you look at it, when you listen to the speech, she even added, she said 16, and then counties, 15 counties, and then she added the diaspora to be the 16th county of Liberia. So she increased the counties, you know, but she is not up to date with, when it comes to the ethnic groups, the things that our children are learning right now in the school. I think that was a mistake, low or flaw in the speech that I saw. Uh, Christian was trying to defend America with respect to, oh, we can't blame America, you know, Liberia, the leaders supposed to take. Am I absolving the leaders of responsibility? No, the leaders, they take responsibility for some things, but he mentioned specifically like, oh, the free port of Morovia, the America building, Springfield, the America building, Roberts International Airport. I agree with those things, Patrick. But guess what? Why did America do that? You got to understand why she did that. America will just not wake up overnight and start to build airport and those things. You know, there must be a reason why. So take it for example, Firestone, right? You got Firestone. Probably you got to sit a little bit upright, all the way down, or you bring your phone up a little bit. So like I was saying, Pablo, you measured Freeport was built by America in Springfield and Roberts International Airport. I agree with you on that. But we got to understand, why did America construct those facilities in the country? You take Firestone, for example. Firestone was taking the latest and those things from the country. How does she transport those things? So she has to do that because it's for business interest. If you extract, you have almost 1 million acre of land where you get the trees, and people are tapping the rubber for you. You have to transport it to the United States. So then you need an airport or seaport, for example, you know, to transport the latest from the country. So it wasn't necessarily for the interest of Liberia. It was to serve the business interest of that company that was in Liberia, Firestone. You know, the same thing, the airfield. Roberts International Airport, I think you guys know the history better. I mean, the guys were using it during, I think it was a Cold War or one of the wars. America was using the building Omega Tower and those different things to spy on their enemies, you know, and those different things. So they do some of these things for their benefit, you know. I mean, they benefit us later after they shall have left. Yes, of course, but we can't. It was not intentionally built for the development of Liberia. Those things were established to serve the interests of America, you know. And those are the points that I want to make. If you guys have something else to say, you can go ahead so we can call it a day.
Okay, so let me come in before Chris comes. So yes, the speech entirely was good. On my entire written the speech on the overall, it's a good speech. It sends a good message. It uncovers a lot of good things, exposes a lot of good things, bad things as well. But what I want to say is that every bad influence or good influence America has in Liberia, America did not stop Liberia from acting or doing what is right. Okay. In the first place, to show America's interest is so supreme, and you know, Reagan came here and George Bush came here. 3 presidents so far in history. They came here. All right. In return, Tubman went to America 5 times, 6 times. Yeah, Tubman 6 times, Talbot 5 times, Samuel 1 time, Castleton no time, Elling 6 times, and then George Weah 1 time, Bouaka so far 1 time. Okay, so what did we read? What did we read? So one good thing there is the speech exposed that I noticed is that even though the speech is so complex for the ordinary man to understand or comprehend and know it in context, if you contextualize it, and you know, it really takes a few contemporary scholars, you know, to understand and comprehend the speech and that customize it into context. But on the Irish Liberian doesn't know what that speech means and what the message is sends out there. That one thing. So now, if you look at it in that way, for example, I always say to us again as Liberians, you know, reimagine ourselves. We have to rewrite the Constitution, okay? Rewrite the Constitution, rewrite our symbols. For example, Article 11 of the Constitution says all men are equal before the law or are entitled to the equal protection of the law. But if you go to Article 90 of the same Constitution, it says that all the men who took part in the PRC government or in the coup of every person connected to that incident, whatever they did, the Constitution is saying that none of them should ever be touched, or none of them should ever be prosecuted or even be questioned by any court in the Republic of Liberia whatsoever for their actions and whatever they did. So tell me,
while they are in power, though, Patrick.
Come back.
I said while they are in office, when they leave office.
No. Not say what. Let's say what are in office. Though. The article is saying that.
What's the article again? Article 1.
I think it's Article 19.
19 of the Constitution. Let's look at it quick.
Yeah. It says for everything they did within a time, they should not be questioned by any court in this country. Or by not even the Supreme Court can even question. So let's
look at Article 90. That is the Constitution. Let's read it so we can at least Claire. I don't know what are you seeing it right here, right?
Yeah.
Just to make sure. So Article 90, they say no person, whether elected or appointed to any public office, shall engage in any other activity which shall be against public policy.
No, calm down. I think.
Yeah, okay. I just want to read the point so we can go ahead.
Translation of government. Okay. Go to translation of government. I think. Yeah. Let me see. Translation of government.
That was A. That was A. I'm reading. Let me read B. Let's finish with A first. No person, whether elected or appointed to any public office, shall engage in any other activity which shall be against public policy or constitute conflict of interest. B said, no person holding public office shall demand and receive any other perquisites, emoluments, or benefits.
It's 94.
Directly or indirectly. On
94, please.
Any duty required by government.
94. Sorry.
94?
94. Yeah, 94.
Okay. So 94 say A, notwithstanding anything to the contrary in this Constitution, any person duly elected to any office provided for under this Constitution and under the laws enforced immediately before the coming into force of this Constitution shall be deemed to have been duly elected for the purpose of this Constitution, and to have assumed the position so occupied on the date of coming into existence of this Constitution, be notwithstanding anything to the contrary in this Constitution, elections for the President, Vice President, and members of the legislature prior to the coming into force of this Constitution shall be held on the territories. Okay, I'm not saying it notwithstanding any. So see. Okay, see, notwithstanding anything to the contrary in this Constitution, the People's Redemption Council shall by decree convene a session of the newly elected legislature before the 12th day of April 1985 to enable the state or the Senate and the House of Representatives to organize and elect their officers. Such election shall be conducted in accordance with the rules and procedures laid down by the legislature on the suspended constitution until changed by the new legislature. Any person who, under the law extant immediately before the coming into force of this constitution, held unappointed or was acting in office shall be deemed to have been appointed as far as it is consistent with the provisions of this constitution to hold or to attain the equivalent office under this constitution until appointments otherwise provided for under this constitution shall have. I mean, so I don't see what you're talking about, Patrick.
Oh, come in with.
Hello. Hello, Dad. Hello.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Dad. Just for the sake of those listening, just read on transition. There's part of the Constitution I say Patrick might have not, got the exact article, but read on transition.
Transition.
Consider reading further down. Yeah, read on transition.
Yeah, I think it should be 96. Yeah.
Why AB read 97?
97, yeah. 97, yeah. I see.
Why AB read 97?
So it's 97, 97A.
Okay, no, yeah, 97, yeah, 97, exactly. Yeah, 97.
I'm a former head of the CRC Sano, but
yeah, 97.
So they say no executive, legislature, judicial or administrative action taken by the People's Redemption Council or by any persons, whether military or civilian, in the name of that council pursuant to any of this or any of its decree, it shall be questioned in any proceedings, any proceedings whatsoever. And accordingly, it shall not be lawful for any court or other tribunal to make any order or grant any remedy or relief in respect of any such act.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
So the point I'm making though, I'm not cutting the point I'm making though. It did not say that when the person leaves power, they should not go after the person. It didn't say that.
Oh, I think
when the person is
in office, read again.
I should read more.
Read again. No, not more, but read again.
Read again. Okay. It said no executive, legislative, judicial, or administrative action taken by the People's Redemption Council or by any persons, whether military or civilian, in the name of that council, pursuant to any of its decrees, shall be questioned in any proceedings whatsoever.
Okay.
And accordingly, it shall not be lawful for any court or other tribunal to make any order or grant any remedy or relief in respect of any such act. But so my point is, it didn't say when a person leaves power, when a person leaves power, the person cannot be prosecuted.
But I come in at that. As per the way you try to interpret it, and as per when the Constitution was written, need to be taken into consideration. You are reading the Constitution of 1986.
Right.
When was the PRC Council?
Is it a TRC?
You are reading a 1986 Constitution. That's a 1986 Constitution.
Right.
Go. So when was the PRC Council?
It was in the 70s.
Come again?
1980.
The 80s, sorry. Yeah, in the 80s, yeah.
Cool. So I mean, those actions of them were being executed or taken in 1980. And the Constitution we are reading is 1986. So they are telling you of the actions that they took in the 70s and 80s. And you say they didn't say when they leave office? They are already presumed to have left office before the writing of the Constitution in 1986.
Yeah. So they're telling you now.
So in power in 1986?
Come again?
Yeah.
Doe wasn't in power in 1986. He was, right? Yes.
Doe became president, a civilian president in 1986. He became a civilian president in 1986. He became a civilian president in 1986. But from 1980 to 85, he was a military president.
So, but again, my point stands. It didn't say when we leave power, you can't come after us.
Yeah, so are the lawyers in court now be preaching that legality. But can I in summary give my parting comment?
Yeah, go ahead, boss. Go ahead. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Because I'm in SINOE now, moreover, we have full-time electricity. So before I run out of current, can I say something shortly? Let me say, it was a very good time we had on the show. And let me say thank you, Doug. You always being yourself available, irrespective of a business schedule, likewise us, the Patrick, Sagashon, all of us, even those who are following or listening. Let me say thank you. Always following the show, for always following the platform. And I will continue to say, and I will maintain that yes, Liberia on our shoulders should be blaming other countries for our failure. But as of now, as of today's date, our problems, our failure as a country is upon us Liberians. Our failure to put country first, our failure, yes, than Article 97 of the Constitution that you just read, tell you that even in the 80s, Liberians have always failed to take responsibility of their actions and are always neglected to be accountable for their actions. To the fact that government would say in the Constitution that every action that they took yesterday or yesteryear should in no way be questionable and be accounted for. Similarly, of today, the officials of today have always failed of neglected to be responsible for the action taken while they were in public office. Until we raise the concept of impunity in the country and hold people liable and accountable to their actions in public offices, Liberia will always remain as it is and will always go on in the Parliament Hall to think in our imaginable mind that America, Germany, and England is responsible for our state of being, without understanding that we ourselves are responsible for what we have today until we muster the current to move forward. We will never move forward. We will continue where we are. So thank you, and let us know today that Liberia's development is on the shoulders of Liberians, and Liberia's failures is on the shoulders of Liberians. Thank you ever so much, Dad. Hope to see you next Thursday.
All right. Thank you so much, Christian. Thank you. Patrick, your parting comments.
Okay, so thank you for the show again, and I think it was a great show today. I mean, the interactions were very, accelerating, and we look forward to being back another time. The speech of, former President we are today, I think is unusual. Is not unusual of politics in Africa, in Liberia, but he has to really, show some kindness, so that the law. The law acts accordingly in line with provisions of the Liberian Constitution and the Penal Code. I want to say thanks to that Pailey for such a powerful speech, that discovers, uncovers and exposes a lot of things in Liberia. We can look forward to seeing and reading another speech that will inspire us in transcending speeches into actions now is what we need to do now as Liberians. Many speeches I think have come before. We can now begin to transcend speeches into actions. Like Kennedy said, it is not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. And to exemplify that particular speech, today we have the Peace Corps all over the world giving services to humanity. Here in Liberia, too, we can do the same thing. When we get speeches, we can develop actions that we commensurate with our species so that Liberia, develops and progresses. Thank you so much, my brother, and I really appreciate being with you always on the show.
All right, Patrick, I think that's an interesting quote you end away, not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. And I think that's the problem that Liberia has. The people have done more for the country, but the country is not doing for the people. So I think that quote has to be turned around. It's not what the people can only do for you, what the country can also do for the people, right?
But who runs the country? It is the people that run the country.
What happened?
The country can run itself. It is the people that run the country.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, so, I understand that, but a lot of time my understanding of that quote is that what Christian can the country can do for Christian is what Christian can do for the country, right?
Exactly.
Christian has paid his taxes. Let's see Christian taxes working to build the roads, right?
But who will use the taxes? Who will you Christian taxes to build the road? Who will you? No, come here. Who will you Christian taxes to build the road?
The people you put in power.
That's why they say the people.
It's the country that is now working for you, because if I drive on the road right here, right, when I'm in Pennsylvania, they got a bridge. They call the I think I just forgot the name. But when you drive in that bridge,
we can save this quote for another debate, because it's debatable, because it will still be the people. Right now, the people are Joseph Waka, Dara Dillon, Professor Gracebury, Jeremiah Bankon, where they from Fonanti Kofa. They are the people right now, because they will be the ones to use our taxes to build our country. The country itself cannot move without the people.
So that means it's the country. So when you do your part, the guys that are in authority, because they are the country in this sense, right? So then they got to do their share of the bargain. They can't always be Christian doing for the country, and the country can't do for Christian. That's my point. So, but my closing comments. I think I want to appreciate Dr. Pailey. She did great with the speech. I think I left her audacity. I like our bravery, looking in the faces of the lawmakers. And sometimes on purpose, she said lawbreakers. You know what I'm saying? That's something she said. That was very brave of her. And I think we have been pampering, we have been kowtowing and genuflecting to the political leaders for a long time. It's time for somebody to stand in their face and tell them the truth. So she did just that. She called Joseph Boyka out. She practically called everybody out, and hopefully the guys will have sense enough to listen to. They're supposed to be advising this young lady. I think she's less than 40, and she is now talking about integrity or dignity. Imagine that. We need self-respect as it is right now. Look at people. When politicians go somewhere, the people coming to beg. It does not give the people integrity or dignity. It takes away from the people. It makes the people unimportant. We were important before. We had dignity before, but the politics of now it takes away the dignity of the people. They gave you back a right to run campaign time, so you can just vote for them. That means that the guys don't even value you. They feel that you're only worth back a rights. And that's why they don't want to, the country does not want to do for you. They want just you to do for the country. And when they get to power, they enjoy themselves, and the country dirty, the roads are not built, no access to roads, no access to electricity. My man Pablo got to sit outside to get better power and all the different things. You know what I'm saying? So I think hopefully the leaders will get something from this speech and will restore our dignity. That being said, I want to say thank you so much, Bible, for always being on the show to share your perspective and your thoughts. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Nice day. Thank you. Nice day.
All right, guys. That's how we're bringing the curtain down today for the show. It's tomorrow my anniversary, and so that's what we have on the show today. Normally it's Thursday, but I want to say thanks to all our viewers. We always ask you, or I want to ask you, when you get on the show, please to share the show for us. And also go on our YouTube page. Voice of SINOE in the Diaspora is our YouTube page. Go there and just hit the subscription button. Just subscribe to the show. I want next time when I go there, I want to see people subscribing to the show. Right now, and remember the viewers will have 300 and some more. I want to see, let's go 1,000 plus, that way when the platform grows, we try to bring young people on board now. That when we get extra income, that's another way of putting a little thing in people's pocket. We are not doing it here just for us. We are doing to open an avenue. So the side of the backing as viewer is just to subscribe and share the show. That way it spreads to more people. And that's how we do it. But I want to say thank you as always. Thanks for your comments. Again, don't be afraid when you come here. We have topic to discuss. If you want to contribute, you are always welcome. Just send me the link or call the number on the screen, and we can get you. We want to hear your thoughts. We want to see what you are thinking as well. We don't know it all. We want us to put our minds together, our ideas together to see how we can better Liberia. That being said, enjoy the rest of your day. And I have to go and pay attention to the First Lady. She's home today. All right. Talk to you later.